When did your parents' obsession ruin your life? My mother demanded I achieve native fluency in 7 languages by age 16 and locked me in our basement language prison for 12-hour sessions whenever I mispronounced a single word. My mom had always been obsessed with status. She tried to force my sister into being a concert pianist until the pressure led her to take her own life. She always said she'd never push me that hard, but she broke that promise after she read an article about a diplomat who spoke 12 languages and thought that was impossibly glamorous. She said she was too old to learn, so it was up to me. Exactly the same thing she'd told my dead sister. She transformed our house into some kind of United Nations boot camp where each room was designated for a different language. Then she'd invite foreign exchange students, embassy workers, and random international tourists to our dinner table twice a week so I could demonstrate our linguistic abilities while they ate my mother's terrible cooking. When I turned 14, my mother said, "You have exactly 2 years to master Italian, German, and Mandarin Chinese, because mediocre children speak 3 languages, but exceptional children speak 7. She handed me a schedule that blocked out every hour of every day for language immersion activities, including watching foreign films with no subtitles, writing diary entries in different languages each day of the week, and conducting phone conversations with native speakers who had no idea they were basically tutoring a teenager against their will. Elena said that when foreign diplomats visited our home, I needed to be able to switch between languages mid-sentence because linguistic superiority is the only currency that matters in this world. If I mispronounced a single word, she'd lock me in the basement as soon as the guests left, and I wasn't allowed out until I wrote an essay in the target language explaining my mistake and why I'd never make it again. I spent every waking moment either studying vocabulary flashcards or practicing pronunciation drills. I couldn't go to movies with friends because mom insisted I spend weekends at language immersion camps, and I couldn't join school sports because my after-school hours were devoted to conversation practice with tutors who cost more money than we actually had. One night, she invited the French ambassador's wife to dinner and told her with complete confidence, "My daughter will now recite Hamlet's soliloquy in perfect French, Italian, and German to demonstrate his cultural sophistication. Most children her age can barely speak English properly, but we don't raise ordinary children in this household." She'd given me no notice that she was going to ask this of me, so of course I wasn't remotely ready. I didn't even know Hamlet's soliloquy in English. I stood up from the table and told Elena in plain English, "I'm done being your trained circus monkey, and maybe you should learn 1 foreign language yourself before forcing your kid to master 7 of them." I turned to the ambassador's daughter and said, "I'm not even good at languages. All the Mandarin and German she's made me speak for you tonight is gibberish, and she has no idea because she doesn't speak them either. But she still thinks speaking bullshit in 7 languages makes you smarter than actually speaking one." My mom was horrified. She sent me straight to my room and sent the ambassador's daughter away. When she came upstairs, I expected screaming, but instead she hugged me and told me that clearly I needed more support, and she was sorry she hadn't given it to me. Here's what she meant by support. She hired additional tutors who would come to our house at 6 in the morning to drill me on grammar exercises before school started. She contacted the local community college and enrolled me in summer intensive language programs and brought back language textbooks that I had to prove I'd read and memorized before I was allowed meals. I honestly thought I had no choice but to stuff my brain full of foreign languages until I went completely crazy. But then my mom took it too far. She was so desperate to prove I was a multilingual prodigy that she signed me up for an academic competition where high school students demonstrated their language skills in front of judges and a huge audience. When the host asked me to translate a simple paragraph from English into Spanish, I gave it my best effort, knowing it wasn't going to be anywhere near the level they were looking for. The judges' confused faces confirmed it. Then I explained in English, the only language I actually know, that my mother had been forcing me to fake fluency in languages I had never actually learned. The audience lost it, and my mother was never the same after that. The whole community knew that the incredibly sophisticated family they thought they knew was just one woman torturing her kid with impossible language expectations. I gained my freedom when the public embarrassment made mom abandon her multilingual daughter project, but I lost my ability to enjoy learning new things because studying anything now reminds me of those years spent memorizing foreign words I never wanted to know.